Yo, 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 yo. Nikki Owowo. Okay, y'all. So I wanted to come on here and briefly talk about the LATRUTHS situation. I'm really speaking to the women who have been in a situation and you outside looking at this and it's kind of triggering because that's why I'm making this video. I have been abused in the past. I've walked away from situations. I understand how hard it could be. I've dealt with narcissistic ass people, so you understand. So people who've dealt with people can see right through him, okay? And this is not a video bashing Miss LaTruth. This is a situation where we just speaking on, I feel like it's being brought up to light, and I wanted to get your input. So let's talk about it. Okay, so if you've been keeping up with the LaTruths, you're very well aware that they went through their spat. Miss LaTruth brought it to social media. Everyone was kind of rallying around her, being in support, especially if you've been through this sort of thing before. Her hand was messed up. Okay, so now after this live that they had, you understand, like last week, if I'm not mistaken, Miss LaTruth looked very distraught and Mr. LaTruth stood there and took no accountability. I'm not just going to focus on him because at this point, I just, this is not a jab or anything, like I said. And I'm still sending healing prayers to Briana's way. The way she flipped it was weird for me. Like, we were in support and I'm still in support of her, but it's really weird because she sat by him and watched him flip the whole situation. He took no accountability. By the time he got off the live, it was our fault, the viewers, for tainting her. Like, we the one who hurt her hand in the first place. Like, her pain came from us, not him. It was weird as shit. The one thing that he did say is that people were going to be screaming at their phones, and it was like a movie. I was actually screaming at the phone like, Briana, you gonna fucking say something, or you just gonna sit there like that? Like, you just gonna allow him to not take no accountability? So that's kind of what went on. I did see a past me in her, and it wasn't a good moment for her. I felt as if he really was a protective husband, I feel as if that wasn't the right time for her to be in front of the camera like that. She looked very vulnerable. She looked as if she did not want to be there. And I would have felt as if he would have took that moment if it was very genuine between the two of them and not center staged it. If he felt as if that had already been done enough. So take your time to be a private moment, but he chose to live stream it, and he actually told everybody to share it. And then he told her to send her traction her way, that way, which was weird. It was like a promotion type thing, of her pain. He said that he doesn't see how people can wallow and stay and keep going in on another person's pain. But like the way it seemed to me that live that he did with Briana was like literally, because he seemed just fine. He seemed just fine. He seemed to me like the tables had shifted and the focus was now on Briana and not on what LaTruth did. His whole concern was to vindicate himself. So it was underneath like her admission to saying to us, it was weird. Like she overreacted, because he got her to say, what did she say in the live? Oh, she said, it's because you said you didn't know you hit my hand. That's what it was. He know he hit your motherfucking hand. He didn't care about your hand. He had no reason putting that tote over you. The tote may weigh a pound, but somebody forcing that down on you is the weight of that person. And if you needed to calm her down, your mind said, pick up the tote. Like, what the fuck going on in your mind? Like, damn. Okay? But neither here nor there. So that's what the lie was about, to the point that she just began to cry. And then, he left it on for like a smidget longer after she said, turn it off. And then he told everybody, stay tuned. Like it's a to be continued type shit. It was weird. So that in itself, he took no accountability. And in the end of that live, it ended up being everybody else's fault. He told her that it was our fault, that we had her thinking that he didn't want her. Like he wasn't making TikToks and snappy chatties and shit all over the place, with that stuff playing in the background, or him either saying that very thing. So, okay, right. So with that being said, they're back together. Okay, and do what you like. Her journey is her journey. And it has triggered and affected a lot of people because she's jumped right back into this teacher's self-love mode. I understand that we all have these times where we fall. And you may have encouraging words for a person, and that's myself included. But you do not get back out there until you do the work on yourself. And that's not me telling you. That's me just saying what I do and how I do. So this is the reason why I feel like Briana is getting a lot of slack from people, because as a person who has been domestically abused in the past and dealt with a narcissistic individual, we see you go back to that situation and take your children back into the situation where you brought your children into the world and allowed us to hear them physically say that they've heard it so much that they would like to get into the room and try to help their mama. So he's saying that LATRUTHS says that the door be locked because the door is always locked. Okay, he got an excuse for every damn thing. The children gets online and says that it's been times that they heard commotion or maybe loud arguing, who's to say, beyond those doors, and they would like to get in there and help their mama, right? But what is it that's so loud that will make them feel like their mother is being harmed? I ain't saying he hit her, but what type of shit they be saying? I can imagine. The conversations that they possibly heard. So where we're at right now is everyone is supposed to throw away everything that Miss LATRUTH put out there. She wanted to convince everybody so much, even though she had support. She physically took a lie detector test. She showed that. She read that online. She showed proof that something was going on with her hand. Everything, right? All to flip it around and said everybody took it and ran with it and drew it out of proportion. Well, how the hell we do that? I just been dumbfounded. I really got angry for a minute, and then I had to figure out this ain't got nothing to do with me. This is not none of my business. Why is it affecting me in this way? And you know why? Because I really, really felt bad for her. I supported her because I'm like, I've been there. So when you give your energy to something and then it flipped like that, that's where, this investment come in. And it'll make an individual step back. So she may have lost some of her supporters or something like that, because right now it seems like it's a game. Because at this point, they, it's screaming force to me. And that's just my opinion. All these, the way a husband supposed to take care of his wife, and they just pose it in front of the camera, and she, I love you, and he, I love you too. And he doing penitentiary poses, holding 357s. I don't know what it's for. I don't know. At this point, I don't know what it's for. Okay? It's screaming too much for me. What do you think about it? Do you feel like that her supporters will leave? Do you feel like, and I'm not saying that like this is us evaluating a relationship, because at this point, how do they say, quite frankly, my dear, I don't give a damn. Okay? This is the situation that I'm speaking on. I want you to tell me if you've been through a domestic situation. What did it take for you to walk away? And let's not analyze their relationship. I don't want to know, do you think if she'll stay or do she go? I don't even care. Only thing I want to know is, how do you feel now if you're a supporter of her? That's my question to you. And then you can tell me any situation that you've been through. I would love to hear it. Let's talk about it. Let's swap stories. Let's continue to embrace one another and uplift one another. And let Miss Brianna journey be her journey, because we all been at that point, and I don't know how many times we may have went back and forth, because I know my sister cussed me the fuck out. You understand? It was like, girl, if you don't get your shit together, one day it just snaps. You know how it went down. Tell me the day it just clicked and you said, I'm out of here. That's what I want to know. All right. Love.